Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Solo ReacTalk. This afternoon, I'm going to be reacting to a review requested by Big Gator 5. It's called Evenicle Review, Wholesome Edition, made on the SethTzeentach YouTube channel. Sorry, guys, I'm sick, and my throat is just, I'm sorry about this. If you guys want to check out my previous reaction to other SethTzeentach videos, remember that the playlist card is going to be at the top right here for my reactions. And if you guys want to check out the original video as well as SethTzeentach's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. Okay, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey people, Seth here. Oi oi mina, Sesu kokoni. Today, I'll be returning to the accursed land of Japan to play a game that was gifted to me long ago, Evenicle. Published
Evenicle, okay.
in 2015 by Alicesoft. Same guys who made one of my favorite games, Sengoku Rants. Now, the game got released on Steam with a full English translation. At first glance, I thought this was some cutesy Japanese visual novel with a lot of erotic smut thrown in there without much substance. But this time, I stand corrected. Story: you play as Aster, a man with a dream and a simple purpose: to marry both of his sisters. Quite to
Sisters? Oh my god. Is this Game of Thrones? What are we doing? Why are you marrying your sisters? I can understand a polygamist marriage, you want to marry more than one woman, but why your sisters? Wholesome. This is wholesome. Wow.
typical as anime plots go. Also, don't worry about the anime art style. I've done some clever substitutions to make this video more approachable by a Western audience. Enjoy. However, in this world, every human is bound by a set of divine laws devised by Holy Mother Eve herself, the creator of this world and all of its inhabitants. You can only screw one person. The person you screw is the person you marry. If you break the sacred rules of monogamy, you get branded by the Dark Souls logo and you become an outlaw. Anything an outlaw grows will wither away and die. Any animal they tend to will get sick and die. Anything they ever create will fall apart and become useless. Because outlaws can't produce anything, they have to steal, plunder, and murder just to survive. So, to avoid getting your ass cursed for the rest of your life, you gotta follow the law. This law sounds good on paper. In practice, it's absolutely dysfunctional and creates a social class of people that are forced into criminality and have no hope of reintegrating with society. While Eve is the creator of humanity, that doesn't mean she's not completely retarded. Eve has essentially created an artificial apartheid state which defines human as anyone following her law and dehumanizes anyone who intentionally or unintentionally strays from her path. And by this I mean you can become an outlaw against your will. If you get kidnapped and forced into a struggle snuggle with your captors, guess what? You become an outlaw because you—
What? How? How do you become an outlaw?
did not participate in monogamy, and for that reason you are cursed and damned for all eternity to carry the Dark Souls trademark.
But it was not your fault. You were you were held against your will. You were assaulted. How is it the victim's fault and not the perpetrator? Eve, how could you do this?
Essentially, your own god, your own mother, your own creator participates in victim blaming. There is, however, a tiny loophole: becoming a knight, a defender of a realm, a paragon of virtue who is sworn to protect humanity from monsters and from people of a lower socioeconomic background.
Why do I see Chaos Marines? Why not Astartes? Okay.
Welcome. A knight of significant standing has incredibly strong genetics. Genetics which the goddess recommends spreading far and wide so that later generations can make use of their strength. Which means the higher your rank, the more wives you're allowed to have.
What in the hell?
Is a game about doing great deeds, crushing evil, and saving the world, just so you can grow your ever-expanding harem. That's right, the ultimate goal of Evenicle is polygamy. But you know what? I played it for the story, the lore, and the backplot. And I feel not an ounce of shame saying this, because I am a red-blooded male, dammit. Anyway, you...
People actually play this game? They actually play this game. They actually spend money to play this game. Interesting tastes. Interesting tastes. It's not for me, but you know, good luck with playing games like this.
And the rest of the gang / harem travel the world solving spooky Scooby-Doo mysteries, and that's about it. Oh yeah, also, some organization is using geopolitical tension and unrest to engineer a world war, because they believe humanity would greatly benefit from having another generation of boomers. Gameplay. Any questions? No? Yeah, I think the footage is quite self-explanatory. Quite obviously,
Evenicle
is a turn-based JRPG. You make the move, you kill the monsters, you get the cash money, and you get the opportunity to level up. Because you can't just level up immediately in this game. You have to visit a telemarketing company or buy a pre-recorded level up sound from your local retailer. I'm not making this up, by the way. The Merchants Guild also makes an appearance in this game, since every merchant is either a cross-dresser, a trap, or transitioning into a trap. Over time, you...
The gameplay kind of reminds me of Near Incarnation. I don't know if you guys know that game, Near Incarnation, but it's a mobile game. Well, it does have a PC format for it as well, if I'm not mistaken. But mainly, it's a mobile game, and yeah, the gameplay here in terms of the fights that I'm seeing, it does remind me of Near Incarnation. Everything else, no, this is different. I've never seen anything like this before in a game. Yeah, it's interesting. Just the storyline and the premise of all of it is just, it's whack. It's whack.
Rank up as a knight, you spray baby batter inside another woman, and your party expands. Up to 5 people, by the way. But the most important question on everyone's mind, what about pregnancy? Well, don't worry about that, because in Evenicle, everyone uses contraceptive magic. How that works is a mystery. A convenient mystery. You know what else is convenient? Evenicle can be played entirely with one hand, which is ideal for people who've suffered a hand or wrist injury, such as myself.
Hand or wrist injury? Okay.
If you're suffering from the same affliction, I do recommend a water-based lubricant to speed up recovery.
Oh my gosh.
So, if you have a son, your wife's son, or a grandson, I would recommend buying them Evenicle this Christmas so they can work past their untimely disability. The game itself is quite linear, and your time will be split between combat and reading. Surprisingly, the dialogue is actually quite good. I dare say it's very entertaining. There are choices you can make during this game, but much like Western RPGs, these are false choices that don't actually make a difference. Criticism. Now, while the story and the narrative are very interesting and captivating, I must explain something to you that I cannot stress enough. This game is not for the faint of heart.
I mean, definitely is not for the faint of heart. What's happening here, I don't think I've seen in any game, period. Marrying your sisters, assault, rape, abuse. I've never seen anything like this in any game. People die in other games, yeah. Some people are tortured in other games, sure. But this is just different. I've never seen anything like it. That's why I'm still surprised that people spend money for something like this.
I've seen some shit. I can't show you what I've seen.
Oh my gosh. It gets worse? Oh my gosh.
But through the clever use of imagery and metaphors, I can describe it to you, because I'd like to share my traumatic experience. Think of a woman as a bowling ball, because just like a bowling ball, a woman has correct. She's got 3 of them. Think of a man as a delivery man. What does he deliver? Sausage. But he can only deliver one at a time.
Do they show these images in the game? Do they show, the motions? Do they depict those actions in the game? Do you hear?
The very first H scene in this game involves a bowling ball, a married bowling ball, getting stuffed with multiple sausages without consent. However,
She's going to become an outlaw.
consent or not, the fact she had multiple sausages inside her makes her an outlaw. Realizing this, she desperately tries to remove a Dark Souls logo by severing her own fingers. After being told she can't just remove From Software's trademark from her body, that it will grow back on a second finger, she begs you to remove every finger, every toe, and every digit that could possibly hold it. This same bowling ball can't really catch a break, since later on she gets stuffed all over again. The risk of pregnancy makes her lose composure, and she refuses to comply with a sausage delivery.
You guys are still talking about pregnancy. What about STIs? STD, like this is a gonorrhea's paradise. This game. Pregnancy is the least of your concern. Sexually transmitted diseases it's just going to balloon in this type of society. Hey, it seems like the game developers did not account for that.
Upon hearing this, one of the delivery men exits the scene and returns soon after with a kettle filled with boiling water, which he intends to use as contraceptive to sterilize her from
What?
inside out. Much later on, I actually got close to throwing up. You see, besides delivery men, monsters can also deliver sausage, but this sausage can't really fit inside a bowling ball. So I saw a bowling ball get stretched out and broken by a monster twice their size. But that's not the end of it. I might have left out a tiny detail. Oh yeah, right. The monster was not fed for weeks. He wasn't hungry. He was starving. And I got to hear.
So he molested her, assaulted her, and then he ate her. You know, after the things I've watched and something like this, you just become numb. You become desensitized to such graphic content, horrific content. I mean, it's still not good. I honestly, I still don't know why people would play something like this. But from the type of entertainment genres I've been watching, you know, as an adult, I don't think such things should really be, you know, so deplorable to the point where, you know, you are terrified or you're disgusted by it. We've seen a lot of things, guys. I mean, if you've watched Game of Thrones, then you know you've seen things. If you've watched many of these violent, you know, horror movies, you've seen a lot. This is nothing. It's just that it's distasteful. It's distasteful entertainment in my eyes. You know, it's not the type of entertainment I would enjoy. But other people, they have different tastes. They like what they like. Just don't reenact them in real life. That's the only thing. Don't try and reenact them in real life. Don't be stupid. Yeah. Otherwise, spend your money however you deem fit. Even on this nonsense.
A bowling ball desperately plead, scream, and cry for her life, begging the monster to please, please, please use her instead of eating her. Just before it clamps down tighter on her neck and finally final score. I give Evenicle an alright out of I don't know what I was expecting, so don't expect objectivity from me. It's a pretty condensed package, a compelling story, good characters, ass, titties, music, and combat that eventually does get quite challenging. Whether intentionally or not, I got a very wholesome conclusion from Evenicle. A game about polygamy. It convinced me that I'm perfectly happy with one woman because more than one would drive me insane. And her name is Catherine, my one and only waifu. And I'm prepared to fight all of you 1v1 on Command & Conquer Generals, or 0 Hour if you prefer, to prove my undying love. Unfortunately, Evenicle is still quite expensive because putting a game on sale is an alien concept to the Japanese. So if you don't feel right about the price tag or you're not sure, I would recommend trying before buying. And
don't worry about it. I'm not gonna buy this game. Yeah. It's not worth my money.
you can grab yourself a copy over here on my... So, what are you in for?
I played non-state approved anime. I told the
Hey, this is Elder Scroll Morrowind, right? Yeah, I think this is Morrowind.
officer she was well above the age of consent.
How old was she?
357, but she had the body of a 12-year-old. I tried to explain that it's because she's a half-dragon sorceress. She's very powerful and mistrustful of humans, so she takes on the form of a child. Oh yeah, and she has a huge, bulging Fuda cock.
Does this keep happening to you? Do you wish?
And this is from what is that game called again? Half-Life 2.
There was a better way. Well, there is. Express. Hey, unfortunately, the sponsor didn't like the integration. However, I don't care. And I'm tearing up this contract. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. Also, I now stream on DLive every Sunday on the most unsociable hours possible because ya boy got a contract and he's gonna use the proceeds to fund more hentai commissions. And if you can't catch the live show, don't worry, I upload a summary of our terrible experiences on the second channel. A warm thanks to the many members of a Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. This one, however, is completely free. You're all truly wonderful. Stay warm and have a good one.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that is it with the Evenicle review made on the SethTzeentach YouTube channel, requested by Big Gator 5. Oh, Wholesome Edition. Yes. Wholesome. Yeah, like I stated before, this is not a game for me. I don't find it enjoying. I don't find any entertainment in this type of game. The storyline, I mean, they could have taken it a different path. Okay, fine. Eve has created this apartheid system, and the outlaws are suffering. You, as the main protagonist or the character player, you know, you should be the one changing things, changing the status quo, not in continuing on with the status quo. You know, I think it would have been a bit better that way if you would fight, you know, for freedom, not only for yourself but for everybody else. Something like that. I think that would have been better instead of maintaining this oppressive government, this oppressive regime that's been created. You know, one that makes people suffer this way, especially those who are victims to assault, to sexual assault. And it would have been it would have been also a perfect game for sex education. You know, yeah, look, you can have the partners you want, it's fine, but you should also learn about protection, you know, protecting yourself and protecting the people you are having sexual relations with from STIs, something like that. Sexual education, you know. Yeah, that could have also been put into the game. And also for those who are going through traumatic experiences like sexual assault, you know, what can you do as a person who has experienced something like this? Where can you go? Who could you turn to? You know, scenarios like that also being incorporated into the game, so that it becomes a learning experience and not just your deepest, darkest desires of experiencing things that you can only think about in your mind. Because that's essentially what this game is about. Just the deepest, darkest thoughts in your mind are now being projected into a game. And yeah, to me, that's just distasteful. It adds no value to my life. And yeah, it just doesn't have any worth in me. But I understand that to some people, this is enjoyment. This is the type of entertainment that they want. But like I stated before, do not reenact it. Don't be stupid. It's a game. And that's where it stops. That's where it ends. The moment you try to express what you are doing in the game, in the real world, is the moment you put a mark on yourself. Either imprisonment or death. You choose. Well, actually you don't choose. It depends on where you live. Imprisonment or death. Your whole life wasted because you wanted to enact what you were doing in a game. Don't ever think that way. Don't ever dwell into those thoughts. Enjoy the game. It's a game. But once you switch it off, you switch it off. I think that's all I can say to those who play games like this. But yeah, Big Gator 5, thank you for the request. Was this a wholesome edition? I don't know. But yeah, it was interesting. It was a very interesting game. Yeah, I will never play it, but it's good to know that something like this exists for those who want such things. Yeah, you know, you're spoiled for choice. Yeah. Okay, guys, that's it. Remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as SethTzeentach YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. If you like my reaction, give it a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay? Bye-bye.